This is Christine from Shortcut to Happiness at the Conscious Life Expo 2020. We are here with...
My name is Rob Potter, and my booth is called The Promise Revealed, and my website is thepromiserevealed.com.
Rob has a very interesting history, which I have been able to watch some of it. You have so much information, including this expo, right? Yeah. It's so fascinating. I don't want to say anybody's name, but the C word, the portal, right? Well, he's been around a lot of people. But right now, I want your opinion.
Yes, ma'am. What would you like my opinion on?
What do you think is the key or the secret to happiness?
Well, I think happiness starts within. It's obviously an inside job. But one of the things that I've been learning from my extraterrestrial contactees is that we're kind of limited in our band of perception. We're pretty much focused in the material plane.
Well, look at dogs and cats. They watch people all night long at my place.
Okay. Well, the lack of understanding of the more subtle planes leads us to focus completely on the material world, or the Aristotelian logic, where it's either or, this equals that. Where if we don't focus on the material plane so much, because the material plane only creates desires. So the Buddha's secret, the Four Noble Truths, one of the secrets is desire causes suffering. So you end desire, and you end desire by not focusing on the material plane, but focusing on an inner relationship with the universe or the one. So for me, happiness, and it's not always attainable because we focus on what's happening in our world. And so we have to take care of our life, but in reality, I think the true happiness comes from a proper spiritual perspective that will encompass values beyond our survival to establish a right relationship with our brothers and sisters and with all life.
People might not know, because this is a new channel, and you're talking about you are in contact with ETs. But isn't it interesting that we have a hard time communicating with our own people on Earth?
Absolutely. Right here, most people could agree we're in a state of chaos and pandemonium in the mental plane, and there's a lot of confusion. In fact, as the vibrations are shifting on the planet, as we move into another realm of influence on the elliptic of the Earth's rotation, not only around the sun, but around the galactic center of the universe, we're experiencing a polarization in consciousness and a lot of confusion. And it seems that there should be simple answers, but I have to say it, in reality, there's some very subtle rogue elements of extraterrestrial influence that have caused negative situation on the Earth. They control our politics, and this is going to be out there for a lot of people, but they work through certain saurian or reptilian type bloodlines, and they're influencing areas of the military, of science, of education, of religion. And in my interviews with the Venusians recently, which I'm releasing here, they're explaining what's going on. The next person you're going to interview is a friend of mine, Raymond Keller. He got to live on Venus for 2 months and really was able to arrange an interview with some Venusians, and they actually are addressing the populace, and I asked some questions of them.
What about non-interference?
Non-interference, they definitely do not want to interfere in our own evolutionary development. They would like to have interplanetary cultural exchange, but at this point, we cannot have that until we end wars, until we can care about our other brothers and sisters enough in the golden rule to feed, clothe, shelter the homeless.
That's why I am doing my part and trying to get people to understand happiness comes from serving, right?
On Venus, you're going to hear, if you come to my lecture tonight or go to my website, in the future it's going to be up. But on Venus, they have a department of happiness. And any interference that they do is to protect us. They have spent a lot of time mentoring us and our founding fathers in the past. In fact, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Samuel Adams, John Adams, Patrick Henry, George Washington all had contacts and visitations from the Venusians. Well, he offered help the government, but the government only wanted military information. So they stand ever at the ready to provide information about love, about peace, about spiritual and social development. But they cannot help us in the way people want to. We have to stop doing evil. And I asked her, I said, what's evil in my interview? And the commander of the moon base Clarion was under the purview of the Venusians. Her name is Aura Reigns, and what she said was, well, there's different types of evil. Some people do evil by telling lies of others.
What about evil thoughts, critical thoughts, things that make people less?
Judgment is a big issue. We're constantly judging things based on our own feelings, and we react very quickly. We don't take a time to think or to have compassion about what other people experience, even people who do bad jobs. There's people in the military who are influenced by our culture to kill people in foreign countries that they've never met. So thou shalt not kill. It doesn't mean thou shalt not kill unless it's in war. They do believe in defense. And if someone is trying to kill you, I mean, they would, in our world, that would never happen because they have a very advanced form of technology that would avoid that. But they will defend themselves, and they not only told the founding fathers the principles of freedom, equality, liberty, and fraternity, but they did say that they had a right to defend themselves from the forces of tyranny.
Right.
So the non-interference is definitely to protect us and to protect our kind of sickness from getting out there and destroying other worlds. They've already helped us and interfered by stopping all nuclear bombs. There can be no more nuclear war. That's under control. The governments at the highest levels know this, but they create this false Cold War. There's always an enemy, the Russians, the Chinese, the Iraqis. We have to look at our brothers and sisters and to seek ways to come together by following the spiritual message of the avatars and the teachers of love and truth.
That is happening right now.
It is. It's happening, and it's very confusing for many people to discern what voice to listen to. And I say listen to the voice within, find your own happiness, and be kind to others. Be gentle, sweet, softly, with more sweetness and self-control. Have compassion for your brothers and sisters. And when you realize on a real level, as the quantum physicists tell us, that we're all part of a universal consciousness or collective, then you realize that by lifting up your brother, you lift up yourself.
Absolutely. But
That's
also,
how the Department of Happiness should be run.
and Shortcut to Happiness is here to assist. But on the non-interference, and I kind of speak this to all ETs out there, as we light workers, star seeds, 144,000, we are asking for help and assistance.
And as you ask for help and assistance, they are helping individuals. As you raise your vibration into a level that is sympathetic with them, they can communicate and give good information. They stand ever at the ready, as I said, to help with spiritual soul information and development in the ways of love and proper relationship. As far as the other things, we have to be worthy of entrance into what's called the confederation that our solar system belongs to. And that requires an end to wars, a representative government, and sharing our resources with all our brothers and sisters. I want to mention while we're talking here, you may notice that we're wearing pyramids here. So I'm an expert in pyramids, and on my website I talk about this technology, but the pyramid worn on the head, this is the same angles of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Its angles are 52 degrees approximately, and this is a steel frame pyramid with nickel and gold plating. Gold's molecular structure is like this. It's a pyramid shaped. A diamond, a natural diamond, is a pyramid shape. Why do people value gold and diamonds? Because of the energy of the pyramid. A pyramid refracts energy into 7 different levels, just like a prism refracts 7 levels of light. This refracts magnetism into 7 levels of energy. So this is pyramid, means pyra, Latin for fire, and mid, in the middle. So a pyramid means fire in the middle. And in the Bible, Isaiah 19:19, it says, in the midst of the land of Egypt, in the heart, on the border thereof, there lies an altar to the Lord. And so this is a sacred geometry shape that is like the carbon atom, which is the basis of life on the material plane. So when we wear a pyramid on our head, it's providing a balanced energy that is causing our chakras, which are our force centers at etheric levels, directing life force into our physical body through our 7 endocrine glands. We have our sexual gland, our spleen, our pancreas and adrenals. We have our thymus. We have our thyroid. We have our pituitary and pineal gland. The pituitary is our third eye. The pineal gland is our crown chakra. So by wearing a pyramid, this balances our endocrine glands, which secrete complex neurohormonal structures. And if you wear one long enough, you're going to get a sense of calm and balance. In fact, we could do you put electrodes on our brain, and you would find that the people wearing pyramids will naturally go into the alpha state. Wow. You don't have to practice anything. So
there has been a lot of studies with pyramids, especially Russia, where plants grow bigger, people live longer.
Absolutely. So the pyramid is one of the keys to longevity and health. You can put them over your water, and you see this device here. There's 144 pyramids. This is called the Promise Nuclear Receptor. This particular device was given to us by the Pleiadians. So this device acts as a battery charger. We have another device. I'm going to pull it up here for you. This is called an Andromedan holographic projector. And you can see there's 2 discs of pyramids, and on the back you see this.
It looks like a crop circle.
This yin-yang symbol is called a Cassegrain wave trap, and it harmonizes and focuses the Earth's electromagnetism into the body on a quantum level. And on the back here, you see there's a little hole. So we use the different gemstones to regulate the frequencies to increase the strength and to affect the various endocrine glands. So this is the type of what we call divine intervention. So the divine intervention is helping us to help ourselves, but we are responsible, and we can't wait for them to help us. We need to stop doing things that are causing our own destruction. If you're working in planes that are delivering chemtrails, stop. If you're working for Monsanto, genetically altering foods, stop. If you're working in the military, killing people in foreign lands, stop.
If you're working in cell towers and mind control, TV, radio, commercial music, stop.
There certain elements of music are good, but definitely the microwave transmissions, there is alternatives that they choose not to employ. The 5G combines with the chemtrails to enhance a mind control network that's going on. And there is artificial intelligence that once was a problem on Venus, but hopefully we can end this type of technology through right actions. But right now we can't even get people together at dinner in your own family at the same time. It's going to be very difficult. We are going to have to really learn to reach and touch a spiritual nature within ourselves to make things change. And that's how the Venusians are handling it, one person at a time, achieving a spiritual resonance. And we need to fan the flame of love within ourselves.
Let's end this on a happier note. What do you see? Yes, but there's so many bad things going on right now, and you need to protect yourself and stop anything you might be doing, including parking enforcement. What do you see for 2020? Are we going to get the timeline that we want?
There's big changes coming. Between 20 and 25, there's going to be a series of electromagnetic pulses and energies coming that are going to shift our perception.
The event
that I wrote a lot about is not going to happen as a lot of people think. First of all, and I don't mean this to negate things, but a lot of New Age buzzwords that people have are based in positive intention, but as a bit of misunderstanding. Number one, the entire planet is not ascending to the fifth dimension immediately.
Oh no!
The fourth dimension, where the Pleiadians and the Venusians, is also the physical plane, but it is the dimension of time. And they have mentioned that we are going to be conquering time, but to do that, we need to be responsible. So between 2020 and 2025, there's going to be a series of changes that are going to reveal a lot of truth. A lot of people are not going to be able to accept it. Some people will stay with their old belief systems in the denser material plane. The other aspect of that we're developing in our consciousness is those people tuning into the more subtler planes, and this will bring about changes in your perception. It'll kind of be like for those who've done psychedelics, maybe like a mushroom or an acid trip. And if you're not prepared, if you're focused only on this world, as things start shifting, you may lose your mind. This will cause a breakdown in these false systems of religion, the financial system, the political system that is a controlled, siphoning, a parasitic system on the people that is destroying not only our planet through the corporate greed, but destroying the relationship of the human biofield. We are infinite, immense beings of love and power and happiness. And in order for us to achieve this as a people, it's one at a time. So there are ascensions taking place all the time. And I talk about this, and I will be talking about it this summer at my conference in Mount Shasta, August 26th through the 30th. And I'm going to be having some of my Venusian contactee friends, including the next person you're going to interview, Dr. Raymond Keller, who got to live on Venus for 2.5 months.
And Mount Shasta has such incredible energy. You know, you can't go wrong. And there's some stuff going in and on Mount Shasta.
Mount Shasta is a location where there are certain representatives of the Atlantean and Lemurian civilization that went underground at the time of the flood. Now, the entire planet wasn't flooded all at once all over the world, but there was a flood that took place. And at that point in time, the Galactics chose to withdraw from the Earth influence. They were involved to a certain extent in Egypt and the other locations in Central America, where they kept this lineage of light, the universal truth alive. But the influence of the various extraterrestrial races was causing conflict amongst the Earth societies that wanted the technology and was destroying it. So we must develop the peace. And so that's the non-interference that's going on right now. They want to communicate, but it's only with select individuals in secret. And it's not because we're any better or anything. It's that it's basically because there's a lot of judgment, and you have to open your mind to the reality of the new paradigm. And this new paradigm not only encompasses understanding the technology of space travel and things of that, but of the right relationship of the super civilizations. There are extraterrestrials all throughout our solar system. There are bases almost on every planet and a lot around the moons of Saturn and Jupiter. So to understand the vast amount of trade, the number of intelligent life, and the various genetic looks of the various
in different forms that you have to be ready for. I don't know. Think of a plant walking down the hallway. I mean, just be ready for it.
You're actually correct. They do have plants that can actually walk. That's on Ganymede and some other worlds. So a lot of the stuff that sounds so outrageous, as our system breaks down, people will be forced into a new reality and understanding. But the basis of this, the most powerful, is love. You can have all this knowledge, you can think about everything, but unless you have love in your heart for your others, what does it matter? I could talk here and try to shove information down your throat, but that's not what it's about. It's really like a calling, like a signal from a flower to a bee to be attracted to the information. And as you extract the nectar and the honey of it, will transform your life. And it's a spiritual relationship with God and understanding the truth of the Ascended Master teachings, which are always about serving others and loving. So that's the message.
Well, we are all star brothers and sisters. And as these changes do come about, those who know some of the information, just hold the hands and give your neighbors a hug, because they're going to need it.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the amazing knowledge of my friend Dr. Raymond Keller. And he's going to show you his 3 books, the Venus Rising series, and I recommend you get them. And we're looking for people who are interested in having us share this information and knowledge. And we'd like to come and speak, or if you want to have us or interview us, we're happy to work with a lot of people to share this information. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all that you do and all you have done for a very long time.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
This is Christine from Shortcut to Happiness. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. I enjoy being with you.